State Department says retired Marine Paul Whelan and WNBA star Brittany Griner are both being unjustly held in prison in Russia. And those comments come after Whelan's family finally received word that he was released from a prison hospital after more than a week without any contact. Whelan has been detained in Russia since December of 2018 when he was in the country to attend a wedding. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison for espionage. Whelan denies those accusations. The U.S. State Department says they are negotiating actively and aggressively with Russia and could exchange the detained Americans for Victor Bout. He is a Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death, who is serving a 25-year sentence in the U.S. for conspiring to sell weapons to people who wanted to kill Americans. Joining me this morning, Paul Whelan's brother, David Whelan. David, thank you for giving us some time this morning. You and I have spoken before, and I thought about you last week when we heard that Paul had been moved to this hospital. Unbeknownst to many, you all had lost contact with him. Describe for me the incredible, difficult time emotionally, mentally for your family not knowing his safe whereabouts.
Paul's only connection to us is daily phone calls to our parents. And so when those stop, we get concerned. And he has told us in the past that if they stop for 3 days in a row, that we should then assume that something has happened. And we contact the U.S. Embassy to let them know. And they let us know that they had also not gotten a call from Paul that had been scheduled. So obviously, when a person is a hostage in Russia and they stop communicating, you start to worry about the potential things that could happen. And there are many that could happen. And fortunately, in this case, it was nothing serious. It was just a lot of miscommunication.
Right. So talk to us about what did happen. Clarify the transfer to the hospital and now that he is back at the penal camp.
Well, this was the second time that they did this, and now we know that it may be a repeated thing. There is a war going on in Ukraine, and Russia is short of soldiers, so it is recruiting in its prisons, and it's sending convicts from places like Paul's labor colony to Ukraine to fight on the front lines. And so the paramilitary group Wagner came into his camp. This is the second time they've done that to try and recruit conscripts. And Paul apparently he's not supposed to see this happen. So they removed him to a hospital nearby, but didn't bother to let him communicate what had happened. So he was relatively safe. It's not a great place to be. A lot of sick prisoners, a lot of serious offenders there. But he was they were just trying to keep him out of the way.
How is his health?
He seems to be fine. I mean, he's on a subsistence diet in a Russian labor colony, so it's not a great place to be, but he's doing as best as he can. The U.S. Embassy was able to see him on November 16th, so they have seen him recently and say that, all things considered, he's doing as well as he can.
David, there are lots of talks of a prisoner swap, as I just mentioned, for your brother and also WNBA star Brittany Griner. You say that there's a Putin appointee inside the Kremlin that is holding up those negotiations. What more can you share about that?
Well, that's really all we know. We know that the U.S. has, from Secretary Blinken's statement last, August, that the U.S. has made a substantial offer for an exchange that would allow Paul and Brittany Griner to come home. And whatever the other side is looking for in return apparently hasn't happened. And so there's someone over there who is apparently asking for things that the U.S. can't give and acting in bad faith. And it's unfortunate because it means that our family won't see Paul at Christmas. Ms. Griner's family won't see her at Christmas. But also there are Russian families who could potentially be getting their loved ones home as well. And whoever this person is holding up all of this forward progress.
David, the other thing, and there are some reports that Moscow wants a one-to-one prisoner swap. Are you and your family prepared that your brother may not be on the other end if it is only a one prisoner swap and that Griner may come home first?
Of course. That's what happened last April when Trevor Reed was exchanged for Konstantin Yaroshenko. So there's always a possibility. Each of these cases is separate. There's no reason that both Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan would come home unless the State Department is able to make that happen. And so, I mean, we're obviously prepared for it. I think that there is a bit of confusion about the one-for-one. I think the Russia would want parity. And if America is able to provide concessions that allow for 2 Americans to come home and thus 2 Russians go back to Russia, I don't see that they would be opposed to that. But it's a matter of sorting out those details. And I think, again, as Secretary Blinken has said, it matters what they want. You can't offer to buy someone's house and get the house without the other person accepting the payment. And so that's really where we are now, is we're waiting to see if Russia, this one appointee, is able to come to a deal with the U.S. government.
Paul has been detained since 2018, as I mentioned. This month marks 4 years of his 16-year sentence in Russian custody. Talk about what he has endured over the last 4 years, mentally and physically, what he's been able to share with your family.
Well, he's lost 20% of his weight. Imagine losing 20% of your weight. I think it's that sort of thing that happens, that over time, he's getting older. His hair's turned gray, apparently. He's doing the best he can. He gets up every morning and he sings the American national anthem because it's part of how he survives. He has a number of techniques that he uses, including the phone calls, to keep his morale up, because we don't know. As you say, there may be an exchange that happens, and it may be another exchange that leaves him behind. And so he has to be prepared to survive over the long haul, and we have to prepare to survive with him and to support him so that he can come out at the end of 16 years. And I guess really our hope is that he will come home earlier, because I'm not sure that our parents will be alive in 16 years or 12 years from now. So we all hope for a quick release, but also realize that this is a long game. This is a very long sentence to serve.
Yeah, it is a complicated process, and as you head into the holidays, even more difficult for you and your family. David Whelan, thank you for giving us your time. Our best as you all get through this and wait for more word from Paul and his health and his well-being. And I hope that in the new year, he comes back home to you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.